Hello viewers and subscribers. Today our discussion will be limited to two things, that is concentration and dilution. This lecture is again the part of lecture on demand, lecture 2, by the same viewer who demanded for the first lecture, that was limiting reagent and empirical formula. Whenever we talk of concentration and dilution, there are few basic parts, that is molarity, normality, molality. These all terms have been already discussed earlier in few videos, and I am also sharing those links in the description of this current video. But our main focus in this short lecture would be the change in concentration on dilution and the impacts related to it. So I'll divide this talk into two parts. Number one will be the change in concentration on dilution. That is the first thing that we'll be doing. And the second part, or the second section that we would be discussing, will be adding two or more than two solution and calculating normality, molarity and concentration terms. So let us start with the explanation of change in concentration on dilution. Always in the numerical based on concentration, you must focus on two aspects. One is solute and solvent, and the second one is solution. Apart from this, always keep your concentration on the very simple equation, that is solute plus solvent, that is solution. Always remember this simple funda. Also remember the equation density is equal to weight divided by volume. These are the two important aspects that one should keep in mind while discussing the change in concentration on different dilutions. So let us begin with the first example. When I say the first example, I'll go it in a very different way, starting with the discussion of few numericals, that is few examples, and I'll be moving ahead. Examples. First one. See what happens. 40 ml of 0.4 normal NaOH is diluted to a total volume of 80 ml. What is the new normality or concentration? In such type of numericals, you are always supposed to relate few things, and that few things that you relate can be explained by the use of different equations. For example, for this question, we can write N1V1 is equal to N2V2, and in these four terms you will be given three terms and you are supposed to find out the fourth one. For example, N1 is equal to 0.4 into your volume, that is 40, N2 you are not getting, and V2, that is 80. So what I'll do, I'll just make N2 as my subject. It will be 0.4 cross 40 divided by 80, and bringing a solution to it, the new normality of the solution would be 0.2 normal. This is how we keep on moving with small but important set of numericals. Let us take another example. These type of small calculations are very much of importance in industries. The second question is something like this: 3 molar HCl solution prepared in 1000 ml solution is diluted to, or I'll write is diluted by adding, because it will make a little difference in the question, 2000 ml of water. Find the concentration. See, over here, be very clear with what you are asked. You know the initial molarity, that is 3 molar, the initial volume, that is 1000 ml. Now be very clear, diluted by adding 2000 ml of water, means to this 1000 ml you are adding 2000 more, so the total or the new volume is now 3000 ml. Therefore, I will always write M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So it will be 3 into 1000 is equal to 3000 into M2, and therefore M2 is equal to 3 molar. Let us check. M2 will be 1 molar. Why 1 molar? Because it will be 3 into 1000 divided by 3001. So friends, this is how we always focus on dilution concept. Now let us make a change in this dilution concept and reach to a next level. Over here, going towards the next level, we have another set of questions where we won't be diluting, but we will be removing the solvent. See how. This is utmost important. A sugar solution having total volume of 1200 ml is found to be 2 molar. On heating, see, the things have changed. On heating, it loses 300 ml of water. Find new concentration. Always remember 2 things in chemistry. When you are diluting, that is adding water. When you are diluting, that is adding water, concentration always decreases. On the very contrary, when you are heating, that is removing water, where I am writing removing water, I will just make a small asterisk, that is condition apply, that removing water by heating only loses the solvent, never loses the solute. Your concentration will increase. So over here, again the same funda, M1V1 is equal to M2V2. So friends, your M1 is 2 molar, V1 is 1200. I am supposed to find out M2, and 300 ml of water is lost. So from the total volume of 1200, I am subtracting 300, 900. So it will be M2 is equal to 2 into 1200 divided by 900. And when I'll make an AND to it, it will be 4, 3 4s are 12, 3 3s are So it is 8 by 3, that is 2.66 molar. This is how you can calculate the concepts of dilution as well as the concepts of removal of water by heating. So these were simple concepts that you asked me to discuss in our lecture on demand. I am now going to add few things over here and then come back to you. Let us take another set of questions that are related to this kind of talk. What happens to the concentration when two acids are mixed, one acid and one base is or are mixed? The concentration definitely will change. Over here we will be focusing on concentration of H plus ions and OH minus ions only. So let us think of different conditions. Condition number 1, that is similar acid. So the acid will be 1, different concentration and volume. Why I am writing the word different concentration, friends? Remember very well, if the concentration will be same, answer will be constant, not change, the same answer. So a similar acid but different concentration and volume, how can we calculate this type of numerical? Check. If I write 3 molar 600 ml HCl is added to 2 molar 400 ml HCl, find molarity. How would you calculate molarity? How would you calculate the concentration? Be very clear. H plus ions. We are interested in that, but we will calculate in general. My formula would be M1V1 plus M2V2 equal to MV, where one set is M1V1, another set is M2V2, V is equal to V1 plus V2. So I'll make it crystal clear over here. 3 multiplied by 600, 2 multiplied by 400 into 1000. Why 1000? Total V is equal to V1 plus V2. So this set is 1800, this set is 800 into 1000. Therefore M is equal to 2600 divided by 1000, it will be 2.6 molar. So friends, the concentration is something like this. This is how we work. This is the concentration. This is the molarity of that mixed solution. So this is case 1. Now let us shift from case 1 to case 2. Let us check especially in case 2 what happens, because in case 2, be very clear, I will be discussing on different acids or different bases. Anything, different acids then all acids, different bases then all bases, and see what I am planning to do. 3 molar 400 ml nitric acid combines with 2 molar 600 ml hydrochloric acid. Find out the molarity. Over here, just focus on this data and again it is mv is equal to m1v1 plus m2v2. M is equal to 400 into 3, 2 into 600 divided by 1000. So it is 1200 plus 1200, 2400 divided by 1000, it is 2.4. This is how we can do. Friends, over here there are several ambiguities that are to be discussed in these newer cases that I am going to take now. Until and unless you have monobasic acids, you need not to worry. Until and unless you have monobasic acids, you need not to worry. But what happens when you have polybasic acid or polyprotic acid? For example, 2 molar 400 ml H2SO4, 2 molar 400 ml H2SO4 combines with 3 molar 600 ml HCl. Find the new molarity. The question does not end here. Find normality. Now the things will change. Why? Because over here for HCl you have 3 molar and your basicity is 1. So normality will also be 3. But when you will go for H2SO4, see, the things are going to change. Over here you have 2 molar and its basicity is 2, so it will have normality equal to 4. This is how it works. So keeping these things in mind, we all are supposed to solve such kind of questions, and they are very, very important. So this is a question which is very much important, and we are supposed to do these kind of calculations when it comes to concentration and dilution. So let us keep this combination for you. Try to solve it, and if you are able to do, just you know when and how to contact me, and we will be solving that questions. So friends, this is how the questions of dilution and concentration are very, very important when it comes to learning. So this is a very short learning from my side, discussion from my side, which was focused on concentration and dilution. So thank you all for joining, supporting. We are going to come up in the next lecture on demand with a very interesting subject, that is atomic structure. Till then, take care. Bye.